Hello everyone and welcome back to my Beyond the Gates 24 official YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Dani Dupree has been twisting since the cleaner's commencement. The source of her disgruntlement is her 35-time marriage imploding, as her husband, Bill Hamilton, left her for her son's stylish friend, Haley Lawson Hamilton. As if that's not enough, the new couple continues to show their relationship in front of Dani by buying a house in the Fairmont Crest community and having their marriage at the country club. As Dani has had meltdown after meltdown, suckers can't help but suppose she may also have a drinking problem. Beyond the Gates has only been on air for 4 weeks, and Dani has been seen enraptured quite a many times. In fact, the show seems to be teasing a plot where the leading lady could be an alcoholic. After all, the Wednesday, March 19th show closed with Dani about to finish off a bottle of Jack Daniels when she stopped. Dani also got drunk and passed out doubly this week alone, formerly while trashing Bill and Haley's new home, and formerly in her own house. It's hard to say if Dani suffers from an internal health condition like bipolar complaint. Still, it's veritably probably she's floundering with depression right now. After all, she's dealing with the end of her marriage, and it does feel as if Bill is deliberately trying to spark Dani, for whatever reason. Perhaps it's once emotional abuse patterns from their marriage. After all, it was revealed that Bill cheated on Dani multiple times, and she just swept this under the hairpiece. Either way, Bill is a master manipulator and egocentric who continues to want to hurt Dani, indeed though he's the bone who left and betrayed her. Still, the violent outbursts from Dani have been red flags for a deeper issue. From slighting Haley in the middle of the country club to hitting Bill's office with a golf club during his customer meeting, the shots fired at the couple's marriage and trashing their new home, her willful rage is worried, and might the root cause or detector for her issue with booze. Bill crashed the Dupree press conference. Plus, Haley is worried with Bill, Dani textbooks Andre, and Derek worries about Ashley and Andre's fellowship. It was a day full of drama and conspiracy in Fairmont Crest. Bill wanted to go to the Dupree's press conference on his and Haley's marriage night, but she wasn't having it. Vernon instructed his family to rally around him. He wanted to know where Jacob was, and Naomi explained he was called to work. Vernon declared their communication was the family was a leader in the community and above reproach. Still, Martin explained that his congressional staff said clips were viral. Nicole offered to explain what Dani did from a medical point of view. When Dani messes up, I clean up, Nicole said. Kat got onto Chelsea for live streaming the whole thing, and Chelsea asked her to stop since she felt shamefaced. The press showed up, and Vernon ate them. Vernon said the gun that Dani possessed was inadvertently discharged, and there wasn't a crime. Journalists wanted to know where Dani was, and she showed up. Journalists called out Vernon on trying to smooth effects over, and he admitted that Dani pulled out the gun. Indeed so, Vernon said Dani wasn't trying to shoot anybody. Anita took over, and she explained what Bill and Haley had put Dani through. As it wrapped up, Dani wanted to answer a question. She apologized to everyone for pulling out the gun. Dani said it was a low point in her life, and she told Chelsea she didn't do anything wrong. Bill and Haley walked in, still dressed in their marriage clothes. He gave a laundry list of what Dani did wrong, and he reiterated that it wasn't Chelsea's fault. Bill declared that Dani had been draining them for days, including hitting Haley. Vernon advised Bill to back off, and also he ended the press conference. Dani apologized to her parents, and she asked her pater to call the police. Officer Jenkins took Dani's statement, and Naomi acted as a counsel. Vernon walked up and said he knew the chief of police, and the officer said he'd enough. Nicole and Ted stood together as Nicole told Dani she should talk to notoriety professional. Bill brazened Vernon, and they traded words. Vernon declared that Bill and Dani were indeed, and he asked Bill to declare a ceasefire. Dani went to the bar, and she flashed back to her and Bill at home after Naomi's marriage. She realized that Bill had the dominee to not ask who gave Naomi a down, and they had a sweet reverse and forth about their marriage. Bill said he rued making so numerous demands of Dani at such a youthful age, and he gave her credit for his success. He bothered Dani would walk down, and he promised to pay her back for all she'd give up for him and their family. Smitty and Martin talked at the club after the press conference was over. Smitty had a question for his hubby. He wanted to know about Martin admitting he understood rage and how his grandparents looked at each other. Still, Martin played it off as them being married for so long. Martin wasn't happy about how the journalists acted. As he and Smitty talked, Martin said it sounded Smitty enjoyed the family straights too much. Still, Smitty said he missed covering the news, but Martin told him raising their teens was his job. Kat prompted Chelsea to give herself a break. Chelsea was frightened by live streaming everything. Kat apologized for being so hard on her kinsman. Chelsea wanted to open, but Kat told her she was taking effects too far. Haley wasn't happy with Bill after the press conference. She was frenetic. He assured the Duprees would be at their marriage. Bill promised not to give Dani any further attention. Haley eavesdropped Bill on speakerphone during the shower, and she wasn't happy. Bill tried to talk Haley out of being worried. Still, Haley wasn't fluently talked out of it. She said Dani was living rent-free in her head, and she asked Bill to be patient with her. Haley asked to take effects slow, and Bill sat with her on the settee and held hands. Andre let himself into Dani's after she texted him, and she met him in high heels and a trench coat, which she took off. They made out. Subsequently, Andre wanted to know why Dani had changed her mind about a one-night stage. She told him she'd pulled a gun on Bill, and Andre was stupefied. Dani said her daddy answered all her problems. She said they were celebrating and exorcising their demons. Andre told Dani she had to get her wild side under control, and she promised to get on the straight and narrow. Before, at the sanitarium, Derek praised Andre and Ashley for staying cool. Shanice showed up to tell them that the new mama named her son, Ashley Andrea, and Derek looked uncomfortable as Ashley and Andre gushed over having a namesake. Ashley wanted to thank the new mama, and Andre hoped the baby would pick up his bad habits. Still, Ashley praised him as a good Joe and Derek agreed. Derek offered to take Ashley home, and she gave him a big kiss as Andre looked sick. Shanice prompted Ashley and Derek to knock it off. Before she left, Ashley wanted to do further with the new baby, but Shanice took her away to tell her she was dealing with the fate of the adrenaline rush she got during the exigency delivery. She told Ashley to go home and get some rest. At home, Ashley told Derek that the insecure voice in her head was turned off, and she credited him for helping her. She mentioned Andre was her friend, and Derek looked surprised. Derek said he demanded to leave, and Ashley was sad he was leaving so soon. She took off her shirt as he was leaving, but he left anyway. Talk at the table turned to the videotape of Dani at the marriage. Vanessa showed up and talked to the family for a nanosecond. Ted left, and Kat bothered her mama again about not hearkening to her enterprises about Eva. Kat left, and Smitty sat down, and he and Nicole talked. Smitty admitted he felt lost now that his and Martin's teens didn't need him as much. She suggested Smitty channel himself into commodity positive for himself. He mentioned that he'd considered getting back into journalism, and Nicole wondered how Martin felt, but Smitty admitted he hadn't told him. Martin returned, and Smitty left. He wanted to talk to Nicole about the coming step in his career. He stunned her by revealing he planned to run for chairman. Nicole was thrilled.